Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Yes, I'm wearing the same clothes like I did in the last advice video. That's because I'm recording this straight after, because like I said, I'm going to be getting out loads of videos and I'm just doing this all in one day. So yeah. Okay, so this video is about bad study methods that you need to stop doing right now, because they're not helping you. They're not going to help you when mocks arrive. They're not going to help you when the actual exams arrive. So let's get straight into the video. First of all, highlighting notes is not a bad study method. Highlighting notes is a good way to show the key information in a poster, a revision poster, in your notes, so that when you're looking over it, if you look over it, you know what to look at and to focus on. But that's only if you look over it. You can't be highlighting your notes or highlighting stuff if you know you're just not going to look over it again, because then there's just no point. Then that's when it becomes a terrible revision method. But if you know you're going to look over it again, highlighting is fine. If I have the motivation, I will show you a clip of my maths book. Loads of highlighter, green highlighter in there, to show when I start an example question, to show when I start the actual notes section, and it makes my maths book really concise and makes me understand what I'm doing. It's not exactly highlighting notes, but it definitely helps. And so highlighting notes is not all bad. Just only do it if you know you're going to look over the stuff. Like when I'm doing maths, if I don't understand the topic, I know I'll have some notes on it and an example question on it somewhere in my maths book, and I'll be able to find that really easily. I just go to the page where I think the topic is and find the highlighted example, the highlighted notes, and just look at it. It's that simple. Now, I just talked about reading over notes and making sure that if you're going to highlight your notes, actually make sure that you're reading over them later. But do not read over them more than once if you understand it. Read over them, and then once you understand them, if you don't understand it, just read over them again. But if you do understand it when you read over them, don't read them again. Make resources on them so you can remember that information, like flashcards, like mind maps, and then never read those notes again. You don't need to. Rereading your notes over and over again is when that becomes a bad revision method, because you just don't need, especially if you already know the content, you don't need to reread it all the time. If you're forgetting it, reread it once so you can understand it and make another resource on it. Make flashcards, make mind maps, which are way better to look over than just rereading the same notes over and over again. If you find yourself singing to music, the music that you're listening to whilst you study, then stop listening to that music. Clearly, it's a distraction. And if you really want to get work done, you're not going to get it done to the most fullest if you don't concentrate as much as you can. Therefore, you need to turn off that music you're listening to. Maybe listen to something that has no lyrics. Maybe don't listen to music at all. Just if you find yourself singing, humming, moving to the music you're listening to, then it's not good. Don't listen to it. Here is another big one. Find a friend you can study with without getting distracted. I've got loads of friends I can study with, but do I have loads of friends I can study with without getting distracted? There's not many. There's not many like that. Like, of course, it's not like their fault if you get distracted. You guys are friends, obviously. You're gonna distract each other. You're gonna try and just joke around and stuff. But when you actually need to get work done, maybe like during your free periods, if you're an A-level student, if you have free periods, and you really need to get work done, either go by yourself, or if you don't want to and you still need to get work done, go with a friend you know either also has to get work done, so they will also hopefully concentrate, or that you know won't distract you too much, because obviously you want to have fun. You don't want everything to be really boring and terrible and gloomy and stuff, but sometimes you just need to concentrate. And if you're getting distracted by friends, then it's not good, especially when you're like very behind on work. Prioritize working with friends who won't distract you, even if that's really hard, because I know it definitely is hard. Or what about yourself? If you feel distracted at home whilst you're doing your studying, revision, work, whatever, then go somewhere else if you can. Go to the library. Well, hopefully the library is a quiet place to study. I can't say the same thing about my library. But go to a quiet library and study. Or go to a cafe, even though I never understood why people went to cafes, because it's just filled with people talking, so I don't understand how you can get work done. Go somewhere quiet, that it's not your house. A change in the environment can also really help you, because you're not looking at the same thing over and over again. So maybe if you just go to a different room, you'll have more concentration and be able to revise and not feel really bored and really hate revising. Go somewhere else. It's not a good revision method to stay in the same place, even if it's a place that distracts you a lot. So leave. Stop leaving your phone next to you. And the this is one that probably everyone says, but it's true. The notifications from it, they're gonna distract you. You should not be checking your phone whilst you're studying. I know I can't check my phone whilst I'm studying, because hopefully for the next half term, most of the time whilst I'll be studying, my phone will be recording, so I can't check my phone. But don't check your phone whilst you're studying. And the best way to stop you checking your phone whilst you're studying and getting distracted is to just not have it near you. Put it on silent and throw it out of your window. I don't know, just don't have it near you. It's not good. Please get good sleep. I can't stress enough how much good sleep is important. You will not be remembering the things you're trying to absorb into your head if you're not sleeping at night 8 hours every single day. Working in the night, I don't even recommend. Don't work in the night. Do not study and stuff in the night. Don't do those late night study sessions. They shouldn't be a thing, because you should be sleeping. Because ultimately, as much as you think you're going to remember most of the stuff you do at night, you're only going to remember a very small amount. So you need good sleep so you can remember stuff. Don't study in the night. Don't do anything else in the night except sleep. So you can wake up the next day feeling rejuvenated, remembering everything that you did the day before, and just feeling much better. It's just a universal thing. Everyone knows. More sleep equals better life. So more sleep, please. And my final thing is to not study for hours. I know you think I know you think you're being an academic weapon. Whoa, I study for so long. Of course, you can study for a long time as long as it's in intervals. The great method I used was the Pomodoro method. I didn't like 50 minutes of work, then 10 minutes. I didn't like 25 minutes of work, then 5 minutes break. 50 minutes of work, then 10 minutes break. I didn't like that. You can change that. I did, for a good majority, 35 minutes of work, 10 minutes of break, which I know sounds a lot. I got a lot of work done anyways. 40 minutes of work and 10 minutes of break. I did that for like a good majority of my GCSEs, and it, as you can see from my GCSE grades, it worked. Do not try to study. Do not schedule yourself a study session for 5 hours, like a 5-hour study session, because just as it goes along, you're just going to find yourself getting bored, getting distracted by the most easy things to get distracted by. But of course, if you actually are very don't get distracted, you're a very concentrated person, very disciplined, then I guess I can't stop you from revising for long hours. But for the people who aren't like me, space it out, or you're not gonna get work done. Anyways, that's the end of that video. Stay tuned for my best websites and apps for GCSEs. Very detailed. I'll have a massive list of them, and hopefully I'll link every single one in the description. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you some good advice. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day.